He insisted that I must sit down. I said, no. I said that now I'm dealing with a very stupid judge and a nonsensical judge. And I'm not willing to bow down to that stupidity. And I know the law.
Yes.
I was not taking chances. I know this thing, I'm born for this thing. So I was not taking chances. So I know what others didn't know.
Yeah.
And that was one other issue that, I was actually subjected to the suffering. The arrogance of the presiding officer was too much. I couldn't tolerate the arrogance from the presiding officer. So he was so dismissal and arrogant to such a manner that he doesn't want to listen to me. So then that's why we have a lot of legal practitioners who always go to court to please the court. That's why we always have this phrase, as pleases the court, as pleases the court. As pleases the court my foot, because this justice system is nonsensical. I no longer believe in the justice system here in South Africa. Jacob Zuma was not my favorite political activist. I hated Jacob Zuma with passion. I realized that my own father, was in love relationship with kids. Right? And I was not happy about that.
We are in Thohoyandou today. Welcome to another episode of The People's Eye. I'm sitting here chatting to an advocate, a man of the law, from this part of the country. Well, the reason we're here, I've never heard of this. Most people were shocked when in 2020 we heard news that he referred to a judge as being stupid and told the judge that he's talking nonsense. His argument is that that was not an insult. He was just expressing what he saw, what he felt at that moment in the court of law. But I have him here. He's going to introduce himself and tell us about what really happened in that courtroom in 2020.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear brother. No, I really appreciate to be provided a moment of this nature, because it's something that I've been looking for since 2020. After the occurrence of that incident, but no one was willing to give me an opportunity that you are giving me right now.
Okay, just to remind people listening and watching here, can you just tell us your name and how long have you been practicing as a law attorney, also later as an advocate?
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, then you can continue.
Yeah, then I'm Gadabeni, Rembuluwani Gabadeni. I'm an admitted advocate, duly admitted advocate, and I was practicing as such since 2015 November until 2020. But even after I was dismissed, I was actually then suspended by the LPC. I continued practicing because then I had to appeal the matter to the higher level institution.
Okay. Yeah, let us go back. Where does it start? Take us back to that courtroom in 2020. What was the case about? Let's start there. Who were you representing? And then tell us what was happening.
Oh, yes, my brother, I was representing the applicants, two applicants. The first applicant by the name of Jonathan Mathoni. So he stays around Thohoyandou. and I was also representing his wife. So the first applicant was a businessman, a taxi owner, who was also operating here in the route of Thohoyandou. So he happened to be suffering from stroke and all these other chronic diseases.
Yes.
So, and which actually then disturbed his mental capacity to think appropriately or to think as a normal person.
Yes.
And there was this lady by the name of Angelina Kensani. I can't remember the name, but she was a first respondent in that matter, and she got into a contract of sale with my client, specifically the first applicant, who was not mentally suitable to get into any contract because of his mental status.
Yeah.
Of course, she took advantage of the mental status of the old man, and then the agreement, what he has actually then presented to her, was not what has been contracted in terms of the contract between the parties.
What was your client selling her?
It was a taxi. It was a kumbi.
Okay.
So he was selling a kumbi, but he was robbed of his permit.
Okay.
So which led for him to seem as if he has actually then sold out the permit and the taxi. Yeah. Of which, according to him, he never agreed to sell the permit, because then he said the permit cannot be sold out. So according to the act of the which deals with permits.
Yes.
So then no taxi owner is actually then permitted to sell the permit. So then you only surrender it to the department.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't need it anymore, so you only surrender it. You cannot sell it. So, but there in that circumstance, so then he actually then entered into a contract, thinking that he's actually then getting into a contract to sell the kumbi only. But later on, he realized that no, he was actually then the permit was taken away from his possession. And something that he never agreed upon, and he never knew that the permit is also provided to the first respondent.
Okay.
Yeah, and one more other issue is how the board which deals with the permits. When you are provided the permits, there is a board at the Department of Transport.
Yes.
So which must sit and discuss if you are actually surrendering that permit.
Yes.
So my client was not there when such process was done.
Well, no. We understand the issue, just the background of what was happening in court.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the crux of the matter. The main issue being having that argument with the judge in the Thohoyandou High Court. Take us through what happens up until you tempers flare and you say words that were considered to be inappropriate at that time.
Okay. Yes. Then, of course, then I was mandated to lodge an application to stop the first respondent from actually continuing possessing such such a permit and the kumbi.
Yes.
So then I made an application. I lodged an application, and it was opposed.
Yes.
So then every process which needs to take place then had taken place, and we went to court.
Yes.
But when we go to court, there's a certain rule which is called Rule 7 in terms of the uniform rules.
Okay.
That rule is a rule of which I won't have any fear to say that many legal practitioners, including presiding officers, they know nothing about that rule.
Okay, tell us a bit more. What is it?
That rule, it actually then gives someone to give a mandate. If you are a client, if you are a litigant, you must give a mandate to your attorneys. Then these are the attorneys who must represent me.
Yes.
And you must specify then in which matter.
Yes.
And you must specify then in which who should actually then depose the affidavits. It must also go to that extent. But in the circumstance of the case that I was dealing with, there was no mandate given.
Okay, so you are saying, just to simplify it for people who are not really used to the legal language, Rule 7 basically says that if I'm taking you to court, then I must hire a lawyer, which is to give a mandate that you are the one who's representing me in court. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. But, if the opponent cannot ask, for the mandate from you, so you can just proceed with the matter without providing that mandate in terms of Rule 7.
Okay.
So, but, should you be requested to provide a mandate, it means that, you cannot continue. We cannot continue with the matter without dealing with the interlocutory application. The interlocutory application is where we are dealing with any other matter except the main matter that we are dealing with. Yeah. It means that you have to provide the mandate to prove that you have been mandated to deal with the matter by the client. By the client.
So you're basically saying, the client, I'm representing this client.
I'm representing this client.
The client chose me to represent him or her. Okay.
And I can also go to ask the mandate of the advocate, if the advocate is the one who's actually representing the client.
Yes.
So then the mandate must also go to the extent of covering the advocate, the counsel who's dealing with the matter.
Yes.
And in that case, the counsel who was dealing with the matter on behalf of the first respondent was Advocate Squari, Sidwell.
Yes.
And the mandate was not actually then pointing out to his name. There was then there was no mandate which was pointing out to his name. And there was no mandate which was actually then pointing out to the attorneys of record who were claiming to represent the first respondent, who by then was Mvungela Francis.
Okay.
So then there was no mandate, and I was challenging that. Okay.
Oh, so you were saying basically, this person is in court. He has this attorney and the advocate representing him, but there's nothing written down that these people are representing him.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And while I was challenging that aspect in terms of Rule 7,
yes,
it happened that the judge was not willing to listen to me.
Okay.
And the presiding judge, who was Franz Homo, Judge, Deputy Judge Franz Homo. So he said, no, I'm willing to grant them some kind of condonation to go and ratify that defect.
Okay. So Just going back to why is it important that this Rule 7 should be followed to the latter? Because, I mean, I can come to you and say, go and represent me. You go and represent me willingly, of course. But why should the mandate be there, be written down? What is the purpose?
Okay, actually...
We can't have a gentleman agreement that, hey, please represent me.
Actually, then we are then you have before I answered that question, it's a very brilliant question altogether. Very brilliant. It's a legal question that must be asked. What is the prejudice in terms of that rule? The prejudice, my brother, is that should I just go to court and represent you, and let's say you didn't go well with the matter.
Yes.
And later you realize that, no, I didn't give him the mandate to advocate Gadabeni.
Yes.
So you may turn against the whole proceedings to say that I was represented by the person that I never mandated to represent me.
Oh,
where is the mandate? I didn't mandate him to represent me.
Oh, so the matter then... in the end, it's fruitless.
Fruitless.
Exercise. Yeah.
It's a very serious rule which has got, a serious and sensitive prejudice and harm to the opponent.
Okay.
Who might have won or succeeded with the matter.
Yeah.
So it means the matter have to start afresh now.
No, understand.
Without, what about the costs and the time wasted?
Oh, we understand.
Yes. So, I challenged that rule, and the judge was not willing to listen to me. Even his attitude, the attitude of the presiding officer was very bad. He was so dismissal on each and every submission that I was actually providing before him. He was dismissal. And I know that what was the reason. Every time when I appear before him, he behaved the other way side. He never behaved like a presiding officer, because I was actually, then I'm one person who actually forced my way. I forced if I say, it seems as if, the judge here is behaving other way side. I forced my way, and I do it without regretting.
Okay.
And he actually then he condoned, he ruled that the attorneys for the first respondent must go and ratify that defect. And in terms of the rule,
make it proper, the mandate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in terms of the rule, you cannot ratify Rule 7. You only dismiss it. Actually, not dismiss it. You struck it from the roll, and you provide them, let them go and ratify the matter. But, it must be struck off from the roll and, with costs.
Oh, okay.
And he never done that. I'm a person, who's actually then representing a client, and I know the law.
Yes.
I was not taking chances. I know this thing, I'm born for this thing. So I was not taking chances. So I know what others didn't know.
Yeah.
And that was one other issue that, I was actually subjected to the suffering.
Okay.
So then they were provided an opportunity to go and ratify the mandate. They brought back the mandate. The mandate was worse.
Oh.
Yes, the mandate was worse. In these two reasons, very seriously, the first thing that I've raised, the mandate was actually signed on the date in question, the date that we were actually arguing the matter.
Oh, just on the date of the hearing.
On the date of the hearing. And remember, the matter has started, 2 or 3 years back. It means that they have actually given a mandate by their client on the date of the hearing. But what about all these legal representations and the service which were being done, for the past 2 or 3 years?
Oh, okay.
It means that for those period until today, they were not given a mandate by the client. That was the first issue that I argued. Second issue, the case number. It was a different case number that we were of the matter that we were dealing with on the date.
Of course.
So meaning that even if they can claim that they've been given the mandate to deal with the matter, but the mandate has been given to a different case altogether, not the one that we were dealing with.
So the case number doesn't match.
It doesn't match
the case that you're dealing with. So it basically means they come with a case number that is different to the case number that you are having.
Exactly.
So it means different matters.
It's a different matters. And ourselves, including my own self, I was there for a different matter of which they were not given a mandate to. So then I raised that point, unfortunately. Let me say the arrogance of the presiding officer was too much. I couldn't tolerate the arrogance from the presiding officer. So he was so dismissal and arrogant to such a manner that he doesn't want to listen to me. And I said, no. Here is the case law. I gave him the case laws.
Yes.
No, here are the case law that are actually governing the very aspect that we are dealing with.
Yeah. Okay.
Here is the authorities. I gave him the authorities, the case laws, everything. He refused. I even gave him the case law that he once decided himself.
Okay.
Yes.
On the very same Rule 7.
On the very same Rule 7. And he said, no, I'm not going to listen to you. You are just wasting your time. You are also wasting my time. Sit down.
Okay.
I insisted that, no, I'm not going to sit down until I'm done with my submissions. I'm not yet done with my submissions.
Yes.
And no, I'm not here representing you. You are not the one to tell me what then I should sit down while I'm still submitting. Where do I have to submit what I have here, what I've been actually mandated to submit to you by my client? You are not my client. So that's where the whole incident has actually started.
Okay.
I insisted my way because of the arrogance of the judge, until he actually then said, no, you have to sit down. He insisted that I must sit down. I said, no. I see that now I'm dealing with a very stupid judge and a nonsensical judge. And I'm not willing to bow down to that stupidity. So that's why he said that you are all out to insult me. I said, no. You see how stupid you are. You don't even know the definition of stupid. The definition of stupid is something, it's something different from what, he was actually defining that word. Because I told him that stupidity is when someone doesn't have any intelligence of what we are dealing with. You may have, you may be stupid on this item, but on different item you may be wise. But here, what I see here is stupidity from the judge. Should I regret saying that? You are very stupid and you are giving nonsensical judgment. So
according to you, it's not derogatory to say somebody is stupid.
No, not at all. Not at all. And my brother, so I think, should I be ashamed of knowing this thing much more better than others? So then I know the definition of stupid or stupidity.
Yes.
I know the definition of nonsense.
Yes.
So I know the very same judge. I once, complimented him in court.
Yeah.
It's on record.
Yeah.
Saying that the judgment is actually it was, I think it was 2 years before.
Yes.
I commended him that the judgment that has been handed down by the honorable judge is legally sense. It's legally making sense.
Legally
He didn't take any offense about that. He didn't take an offense, but now he's actually taking an offense because now I have decided to put a none before the sense to make it nonsense. So he's taking an offense. What about the compliment that I've done, 2 or 3 years back?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you were to use other words to express the stupidity and also the nonsense that you saw on that day, will there be other fitting words to use?
No, I was not going to use.
Which will be considered a bit more respectful.
No, a stupid is stupid. Whether you are a judge, you are stupid. So there is no way to define a stupid. Yeah. So you can become, let me tell you something. There is a certain circumstance which happened between me and my father, my biological father.
Yes.
And I referred to him as stupid. I said, no, Dad, this is stupidity. We cannot continue doing this. Remember, I'm a bishop. Yes. He ordained me as his bishop, and he's an archbishop. And what I saw him doing, he was doing stupidity. I'm talking about my father now.
Yeah.
And
and the way you explain it is that it depends on the context and the individual matter that is at hand. As you said, I can say now, no, your answers are stupid.
Yeah.
Your answer is stupid.
Exactly.
But it doesn't mean the next answer. I'm not saying overall everything that you do is stupid.
Yes.
Okay, I get you.
Yes, my brother, the issue of you being stupid or someone being stupid, it doesn't matter whether you are old. There are those who are grown up stupid. There are those grown up fools. Even fools, they grow up. So, and if you are saying that, no, you cannot utter such words because you are referring to someone who's very older than you. But what he's doing is stupidity. Hey, no, I'm unable to live, among such people.
Yeah.
And the stupidity doesn't see whether we also have, a very educated stupid, very educated fools.
Of course.
So then, and if I see that, this person is educated, but, what he's doing and his utterances amount to foolishness. And you say, no, you cannot tell someone that word. God himself, God of heaven, doesn't want to deal with stupid people. He kills them.
No, I get you. So basically, your defense in uttering those words, stupid and nonsense, is that you are really expressing what you saw, and they are not vulgar, not an insult. We're just expressing the situation of what you saw of the judge. My next question is do you think he didn't like it because of the age gap or because of the hierarchy in the courtroom? Who is higher, who's lower? Does it matter that much?
Yeah, both of that and more than that.
Yeah,
if I can say it that way. So then, because he was a deputy judge president for the whole division of Limpopo province or Limpopo division, And because, he's much educated.
Well, did you mention the name of the judge? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's Judge Franz Homo.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Yeah, it's Judge Franz Homo. Yeah. By then, he was a deputy judge president. Excuse. And one other issue which actually contributed to the situation where I find myself in, it was because he's educated, he is a senior judge in the division of Limpopo, and he's very old. So that's what was actually happening. And that's what other people who are also stupid, like the very same judge, told me, no, you cannot tell, an older person. Can you tell your own father that, he's stupid? I said, no, yes, I can tell my own father that he's stupid if, what he's doing is stupid. Nothing wrong about it. And I don't regret. Yeah. It doesn't go with, immorality or morals. No.
Exactly. But what are you expected to do as an advocate in terms of showing respect to a judge? Because, okay, I attend courts sometimes. We see courts, judges, magistrates, sometimes scolding lawyers, attorneys, advocates like they are children. But it's rare to see an advocate or an attorney, reciprocating the same treatment. What does the power relations there? Is it expected that as an advocate you've got to give more respect to the judge, and the judge is not expected to give back the same respect?
That's the problem. That's the problem, because presiding officers, by saying presiding officers is a general word, I'm including even magistrates, judges and magistrates.
Yes.
They regard themselves as a demigod or semi-god.
Yes.
Of which I have refused myself to regard those people as a demigod. So then I just regarded as a human being like me, then who needs to do a reciprocal respect, to give a reciprocal respect. So then I respect him, he respects me. So, but they don't do that. They always throw away the files. Throwing vulgar words at the legal practitioners. And legal practitioners, they won't dare retaliate to such arrogancy, or from the bench or from the presiding officer. Why? Because they are afraid to be prejudiced. They don't want to be prejudiced. Otherwise, if they dare retaliate, they will actually be punished. They will. They won't succeed with any case until the end of the earth. They won't be actually then succeeding with any case, and they may be running a risk of being forced to depose an affidavit that they must give a reason why they cannot be struck off from the roll. Many legal practitioners are being forced to write an affidavit to explain why they cannot be struck off from the roll by judges.
So basically, what you're trying to tell us is lawyers have got to nurse the relationship with magistrates at all costs, just so that they are received well when they're presenting cases. So if you're not getting along well with the presiding officer, then are you saying to me that even if you can come with a strong argument, a strong case, you may not win?
I'm telling you the honest truth. That's why we have a lot of legal practitioners that I don't have respect to them. Why? When they go to court, they are going, even whether you have a good case altogether, whether you have merits and the law is in support of your merits, it doesn't matter. We do not win the case because of the merits or because the law supports our case. We win the case because of allegiance and too much respect. Something that I don't have. I don't have too much respect. I don't have allegiance to any person except God of heaven. So then that's why we have a lot of legal practitioners who always go to court to please the court. That's why we always have this phrase, as pleases the court, as pleases the court, as pleases the court my foot. What pleases the court while the justice is not being done to my client?
Yeah, exactly. And also, are there any, or what should I call this, any decorum that is expected of you to behave in court? Because sometimes I find the atmosphere in court to be a bit, how do I explain this? It's a bit inappropriate. This man comes in, we all have to stand up for him, and then he tells us to sit down. We have to sit down. It's more like, you know what I'm trying to say. It's basically telling us that he's higher than us. He's higher than us, and he sits there. He's perched higher than everybody there as the chairperson. I don't know. For me, it's a bit excessive to do that. Even when a president is coming in, then we've got to stand up. Those kinds of things. Yes, you can call it respect. I can stand up, but it doesn't mean I respect you by standing up because you're coming in the room. It may not mean that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Yeah, the issue is that, yes, we do have, a code of conduct which actually instructs us to behave in a certain way. Yeah. So, but it's not everything that have actually been instructed to be followed to the legal practitioners by the code of conduct or the code of ethics. Yeah. That I know I've followed. Me per se as a human being. Yes. Who knows God. Yeah. So then, like for example, I always refuse to do certain things. Yes. Like calling a judge my lord. I can't remember calling a judge my lord. Who's the Lord there?
Would you be punished by calling a judge by his name? Say Cedric.
No, I only called him honorable. I refer to them as honorable judge. No, not my Lord. The Lord is there in heaven. So we don't have lords here. Yeah. So yeah.
Your behavior as an advocate or as lawyers, what is expected of you? How should you behave towards the judge? How a magistrate? How should you address a judge or a magistrate? What is expected of you? Is it written down, the code of conduct? These are the ways you should use, all those kinds of things.
Okay, specifically when I deal with the utterances that I've actually conveyed towards the judge as stupid and nonsensical. So we don't have glossary. We don't have glossary or legal glossary of which we are expected as legal practitioners to follow or to comply with. We don't have such thing. So then, so someone cannot compel me to do things in a manner that he wishes to do. So then I've done it my way. But to be quite honest with you, we have a decorum. Yes. We have a decorum, so where then you have to comply with a certain conduct or practices. So, but that practices, it only meant to give a decorum in the profession and in court, so that we respect each other. It's a mutual respect. So yes, it's not like one has to have much more respect to others, and that other person doesn't have respect to me.
Yes.
So it's a mutual respect. It's a reciprocal activity that needs to take place. So, but there were things that I refused to do or to practice, to comply as a practice.
Yeah.
Something like speaking in English.
Yes.
Sometimes I could feel good then. This aspect could be much more better had if I express myself on my own language.
Of course.
So rather than expressing myself in English, because I'm not conversant with English. And when you try to express yourself in other aspects using English, so you happen to distort the whole whole purpose.
It gets misinterpreted.
Yes. Yeah. So then sometimes I could speak in my vernacular, in Venda. And I was regarded as an arrogant young man. And I could argue that it's my constitutional right to express myself and to represent my client in the language that I feel comfortable with. But I was told that the law doesn't permit me. Remember, by then the Chief Justice was still Honorable Mkhwe.
Yes.
And I was told that no. The law doesn't permit you to speak in Venda. I asked.
Really?
Yeah.
But the Constitution of South Africa.
The Constitution.
What does it say?
I challenged them based on the provisions of the Constitution that permits me to express myself everywhere I go, whether in court or outside the court.
Yeah.
So then they said no. Once the judge failed to actually cite that relevant law or that relevant provision to me, they said no. Chief Justice Mkhwe has actually then issued an instruction that all legal practitioners must speak in English, must submit in English. I said no, Chief Justice, it's not a law. It's not even a parliament. So you can't tell me Chief Justice Mkhwe has actually said that. Give me a law. And still there are laws that I refuse to comply with. Yeah. For example, it was not even a law, it was a practice.
Yes.
A practice is not a law.
Yes.
You are commanded to refer to a judge as my lord.
My Lord.
Yes, my Lord. And my own self as a Christian, who fears God, I read, is it Matthew 23? I think somewhere on verse 12, I can't remember appropriately, but it's Matthew 23, where God, Jesus Christ, has actually told us, that you don't need to refer to someone as your father, as God, as Lord. You are brothers and sisters. Those who are older than you, to qualify the status of parents, you call them mother or father. So then for me, calling a judge my Lord, it's a blasphemy, my brother. I refused.
Blasphemy.
It's a blasphemy. I refused to do that. And it's something that, should they do mistake to let me come back in the system, in the legal system, I'm not going to call any judge as my Lord. I always referred them as honorable judges. That's how I referred them. So,
but if you say honorable, if you don't say honorable, is it wrong?
So, And what is actually honorable to someone who doesn't even know God? He doesn't even someone who knows God. At least then they know justice. They know how to impart justice to the communities. So, but what is honorable to someone who doesn't even know how to avert justice or to do justice? So you are compelling me to call you honorable. What is honorable about such nonsensical human being?
I see. Would you describe yourself as a rebel?
Let me say so. Let me say so. I am a rebel, of course, and I do not regret. I do not regret. I regard myself as a rebel, and I welcomed that ascension. Because what is a rebel? A rebel is it's someone like me who's actually refusing to comply with the system, which is nonsensical.
Yes. You want to change things.
I need to change things to good. So then, yes, I take pride, in terms of referring myself as a rebel.
Yeah.
Because I cannot live in this. What God wants us to do in others is justice. Okay. Justice is of utmost importance. It's paramount importance. Okay. So once you fail to do justice on your daily life to somebody else, so you must know that you are good as dead. So with me, you do not qualify to get my respect.
So are you saying to me that, in other words, if you are an attorney or an advocate, you do not suck up to the judges, you're risking winning cases, you're risking progressing in your profession?
You won't make it in life. And not only in respect of finances, or your ambition to become a senior counsel or judge or something else within the parameters of this profession. You are also risking your life in terms of losing your title. If you are a advocate, you are risking your title. If you are an attorney, you are risking your title. You may be struck off anytime soon.
So they've got the powers to recommend to the Legal Professions Council that they don't like your behavior, yes, they don't like whatsoever about you, and then based on that, then you can be struck off.
They do. Let me tell you a circumstance which once happened, long way back. There is a certain judge. I'm not even afraid to mention his name. That's what is actually happening. Even if you ask me of the proof of what I'm talking about, I can give you the proof. It's here. The proof. So
he should sue you. I don't want to be sued, but you will mention him.
Unfortunately or fortunately to me, I'm not afraid to be sued and to experience whatever, because I know every word that I utter and every action that I do, it must be accompanied with the consequences. If I just say something or do something and not expect the consequences, I'm being a fool. Because when the consequences comes, that's where I will be holding my head, crying like a baby. So then I expect everything, even death. Judge Patudi. Judge Patudi. There are two judges, which are actually sharing a similar surname.
Okay.
But the one that I'm referring to is I can't remember his initials.
Okay.
So but his name is Judge Patudi.
Okay.
He was actually based here in Thohoyandou High Court.
Yes.
Not the one who was usually based in Rembuluwani High Court.
Okay.
So then he once compelled me that I should write an affidavit to explain why I should not be struck off from the roll. And he taught me how I should write that affidavit. so that it should fit what he wants, so that I should be struck off from the role by the LPC. He wanted to file that affidavit that I've written by the content that he has actually forced me to write. Lodge it with the LPC so that LPC must get rid of me. So I said, okay, no, don't worry, Judge. I will write the affidavit. I wrote the affidavit. I said, this is what the judge has actually taught me to say.
Yeah.
It's not from me. It's from the judge.
Okay.
I said, Judge Padudi said I should say this and that. I said everything that he told me.
Oh, okay.
And they brought the affidavit to him. He didn't take it to the LPC. So that's how evil. These judges are devilish, very evil. They are devil. So actually that profession is not even a profession, it's a cult. If you do not join that cult, you are in danger that you won't make it in life. That's why I didn't even make it.
Okay, so to make an example of politics, it's more like in a political party, the factions. So there are factions.
Actually, then thank you for actually relating to that aspect. Here, there are two factions. But I will let you. I will tell you why. There's a group of those lawyers who colluded or who group with a very powerful judges. Yeah. Those judges are judges like the former Judge President Ephraim Makuba, Deputy Judge Franz Homo, and other judges, including the Judge Patudi, the one who's actually based in Polokwane. So they were those judges who were aligned with a certain group of legal practitioners, advocates, and attorneys.
Wait, before you continue, very serious allegations.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to stand by them anytime in any court of law?
I know what I'm talking about. Even they know. Even LPC has actually then made their case against me, and they actually then claimed the costs. I told them, oh God, then there is no way that I'm going to pay those costs. I'm not going to pay.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying that I'm a rebellious and I'm ready to die. So.
Okay, let us not digress too much from the main issues. Let's go back to where we were.
Actually, then those group of attorneys and advocates, they are aligned, with those powerful judges. And there are those legal practitioners, attorneys and advocates, who are aligned with certain judges.
Okay.
Those judges, they are not powerful than these others.
Okay.
But I can say they are rebellious against the other
group.
Yeah, yes. Then what happens is that here in our division, here in Limpopo, so then there are those two groups which are aligned with their own judges' preferences. So if you have a matter in court, and you realize that the judge who's actually sitting on a certain bench or on the bench by that term, you remove your matter from the roll and wait the judge who favors you to come on the bench. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a legal practitioner. I've been practicing here, and fortunate enough, I practiced in all divisions here in South Africa.
Yeah.
You may talk about Mpumalanga. I know how the division of Mpumalanga operates. You may talk about, KwaZulu-Natal. I know how KwaZulu-Natal operates. So they have their own practices. And, those groups of attorneys, when they realize, they can even ask yourself, who's sitting on the bench? Once they realize that, the judge who's sitting on the bench is there is their opponent or is their enemy.
Yeah.
They remove the matter from the roll and wait the term of that particular judge, favored judge,
And
favorable
they are
judge
sure they are
comes.
going to win.
They are very sure. That's how they win cases. So then there is this third group of let's say minority. I don't know how to refer to it because I'm alone. No one is supporting me.
So basically, there is that, I'll refer to it as unholy relationship between attorneys and judges. So basically, what you're saying to me is that some of the judgments that we get are really biased because an attorney who could have lost the case, but because the presiding officer, they are in the same faction, so to speak, then wins the case. I'm trying to say that sometimes judgments are influenced by that.
No, I'm not.
Not by law, not by what happened, what really happened. Because you argue law, if you don't succeed in law, then you argue the facts, as they say in law.
No, my brother, let me tell you the honest truth. I'm not trying to say I'm saying that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that there are lawyers who are winning cases, who are succeeding with cases unnecessarily and unwarrantedly.
Yeah.
And there are those lawyers who are not favored by the judges, who were supposed to succeed with the matters. But due to the poor relationship between that particular lawyer or legal practitioner and the presiding officer, they are not doing well.
Oh, this system is rotten.
Yeah. It's a satanic profession altogether. It's a satanic. It's a cultic. It's very cultic. So I know that. I know what I'm talking about. And I've actually done okay. I was still saying that, unfortunately, I'm saying all these things alone without any support of any person. Because even today, no one would like to be seen walking or sitting with me.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be associated with a rebel.
Okay, but now as lawyers, if you've got grievances, is there no association that represents you guys to say, look, as lawyers, we are having this problem with the magistrates or the judges or with prosecutors? Is there no structure that really looks after your rights?
Hey, my brother, there's institutions that are being run by evil people, evil-spirited people. So even if you lodge a matter to the institution, we have those institutions. We have institution that needs to defend our rights, like BLA.
Black Lawyers Association.
Yeah, Black Lawyers Association is doing absolutely nothing. I don't know why they are existing. They're doing absolutely nothing. We have LPC. That LPC is doing absolutely nothing. Instead, it's actually defending the rights of the complainant, who are the clients only. Lawyers are not represented. Are not represented by any institution. So we have, institutions like, perhaps let me say, to those who actually did pupillage.
Yeah.
So they have the institution that needs to defend them.
Okay.
So then I could safely say then they're not doing well. And we also have the institution where we have to report judges.
Yes.
I even forgot, his name. Is it Judiciary Commission, something like that?
JSC.
JSC. Nothing is happening there. Nothing they're doing. They're doing absolutely nothing. I can tell you that, I have a proof that, I once reported the very same Judge Homo, twice. They can't even he sent me a text, just a WhatsApp text to say that no, we have actually received your complaint. I have actually, except that I have actually reported Judge Muller. They didn't even acknowledge the receipt of that complaint. I have actually then complained against, I forgot the judge. So nothing is happening. We are actually complaining every time, but nothing is happening. I once went to JSC. Is it in Midrand or Centurion? So I forgot. But I was told that you are becoming the second Nechipare of Limpopo. Nechipare is an attorney, so he just stays next to me here. Yeah. So I was told that he's always complaining, lodging complaints against the judge. So then you are also doing the same behavior as Nechipare. And I said, oh no, I didn't know that Mr. Nechipare is lodging complaints. So, but I'm here on my own. I was not influenced by any person. I'm influenced by the injustice which is playing out in court. And I'm saying that, can you assist us? So they didn't assist me. No complaint. I lodged more than 4 complaints. For different judges. Nothing is happening.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, really, these are the things we don't know. Every profession that's got its own politics, eh?
Yes.
Serious politics. Going back to your matter now.
Yeah.
What happened? The judge obviously lost a complaint against you. Where is it at? What happened?
Hey, a very interesting and a very disgracing event altogether. I was in the deep rural areas, as I'm coming from deep rural areas. I'm a young man from deep rural areas. I was there in the deep rural areas when I saw the text, the WhatsApp text message popping up on my phone. And I realized that, something just told me that, there is something which is not on here. And I realized that there was someone by the name of Mulman from, is it Prat Dilange attorneys from Polokwane. So he was the one who was communicating with me. I was communicating with 2 people from the very same legal firm. So they are saying that, it was around 6 in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah. It was dusk.
Yes.
They told me that yes. No, I said no. What is this and who's this? They said no. We are Mulman and So I'm Mulman from Prat Dilange attorneys in Polokwane. We are representing LPC. So you have the matter with LPC. LPC wants you to be struck off from the roll. So the case is tomorrow at 14 hour.
Okay, wait. You're receiving a message in the evening, early evening. The next day you are being told that you've got to go to a hearing.
Yes. And I told them, the man who was communicating with me that no, I cannot even download the document because the document was too huge. And as a result, so I don't know what to do. I'm in the deep rural area. So then he said, we don't know what to say, but, make your way. Oh, yes. Then I was frustrated. Because I was expecting it to happen, but not in that fashion. I want to be honest with you. I thought they will be fair enough to bring, a normal application for strike off, not an urgent application.
Not an urgent.
Not an urgent application, because what is urgent about telling you that you are stupid and you are giving nonsensical judgment?
So stop right there. I just want us to go back to the courtroom.
Yeah.
The day you told the judge is stupid and is making no sense.
Yeah.
Did he stop the proceedings immediately, and what happened afterwards?
Actually, then, after referring to him as stupid and a nonsensical judge who is actually giving nonsensical judgment, I refused to proceed, because he was actually contending that I must proceed. I must sit down and proceed with the matter. Okay. I refused to do that. After he was actually then insisting that I should proceed and the matter should not be postponed, he made a ruling on that one. I have seen that this judge is not going to be convinced otherwise. The only thing that I can do is to refuse to proceed with this matter. I actually then asked the judge to consult with my client. I was given that I was granted that an opportunity to consult with him inside the parameters of the courtroom. Yeah. I consulted with them. They were there. They were personally there. I told them that we are not under this circumstance. We are not proceeding with the matter. And this judge is not a deputy God. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that he will do to us. Okay. We are refusing to comply with such nonsensical order that we must proceed. I went back to the platform, to the podium, and addressed the court that I have actually I'm asking for to be excused from this proceeding. I cannot proceed with such proceedings under the circumstance. Then he said, "No, you are actually then excused." I went off with my clients, thinking that, of course, then he called the clients and said, "Then we are proceeding with the matter." The only thing that he should have done under that circumstance was to postpone the matter, because the legal representative has now withdrawn from the matter or excused himself or asked for to be excused under that particular circumstance. The only thing that he should have done was to postpone the matter either overnight or sine die or to a certain particular date, to afford the clients an opportunity to be legally represented.
So he called them immediately?
He called them and addressed them that they are actually then on their own. So but the matter is proceeding. Okay. And he proceeded with the matter.
It was that. What else that day made you realize that more was coming? There was more action that he was going to take against you? So the court is not far from the taxi rank referred to as Plaza, Thohoyandou Plaza. Yeah, it's a walking distance.
It's a walking distance. So then I walked from the courtroom to Thohoyandou taxi rank Plaza. Within 30 minutes, while I was sitting inside the car with my clients, because they also refused to proceed with the matter, and they went off from the courtroom. So I saw the clip making rounds on social media. Many people, I think within the period of 30 minutes, people who know me, they were sending me the very same clip. So which was happening of the event which has happened in court.
Or the clip when you were telling the judge he's stupid.
Yeah. And that clip has been recorded by Advocate Square.
Oh.
Don't you are an embarrassment in this profession.
We are all out to insult me.
No. I'm not insulting you. I'm not insulting you. Saying that you are stupid, it only means that you lack knowledge. You don't have intelligence. And that's what you show me. No, I'm not going to do that. And this matter will never proceed. This gentleman,
Oh, he was in court.
he was in court. He was the one he was the legal representative of the first respondent.
Oh, okay.
He's the one who recorded me and circulate that clip on social media with the message that he recorded the clip and he made a caption.
Yeah.
Insulting me. Then I was in court. In Thohoyandou High Court before this judge, and I was representing this. The applicant were being represented by advocate Gadabeni. So who didn't do the pupillage. Who didn't do the pupillage, and is from the sidebar. I said, no, this man is very stupid, because I didn't do the pupillage because I have seen then I have a necessary knowledge and wisdom to practice as a lawyer. Why should I go to... Actually, then I was one of the people who should have been just granted, certificate from university without studying LLB. So
very
that's
interesting. But no, I was taking you back and forth about that so that we understand immediately after the court if there were any indications that you were in trouble. Okay, now let's go back to when you received the urgent application from the representatives of the Legal Practice Council.
Yeah, then I realized that I was not going to make it in terms of downloading the documents. I asked the advocate Malulek, Kevin, because he was one person whom I thought we relate, because then it was only me and Advocate Malulek who were regarded as rebellious and who were actually vocal in terms of the injustice which is actually happening in courts. So then he said, no problem, brother. Then let me prepare the application. So he offered to prepare the answering affidavit.
Okay.
After, he offered to legally represent me.
So that had to be an overnight job because the next day you have to appear in court.
Yeah, and
did you have to appear in court or appear in a tribunal separate?
In court.
Or in court, okay.
In court.
Yeah.
That is one other issue that perhaps we still need. If time is there, we still need to talk about it. The issue of internal processes. That's where they should have taken this matter to, not to court.
Oh, okay.
So then, he prepared the answering affidavit. Of course, there were a lot of issues which were not incorporated in terms of answering affidavit. But, I didn't, I just said, no, whatever it is. So let it be. It's okay. We went to court. When we go to court, then there was an issue which, my own self and my legal representative, specifically not the attorney. The attorney was Mike Maiwashe. He was the one who actually then assisted in terms of being the attorney of record. But the counsel who was dealing with the matter was Advocate Kevin Malulek. So there was something that I actually then told my legal representative, specifically Kevin Malulek, who could then, so he was of the view, who could then, let's put things in this manner, to make it, to cover him, to be safe. I don't want to be specific. So, and I was not happy the way he was going to present me or on those aspects. I wanted him to tell the court what I did, because I was not confused. I was not drunk. I was not mentally disturbed. I knew what I was doing, and I meant it.
Okay.
So then that's it. So he wanted to deal with it, in a very sophisticated way. So, but I was not happy. So, but he actually then he happened to threaten me. No, otherwise then I'm withdrawing. And I had a lot of stress. I said no, continue. He continued that way. Okay, so he went to court. In court, what has happened in court? The judge has actually then put it on record that she has been, she was the lady, and those people are very clever enough. They send, these white people to deal with black legal practitioners. Yeah, they sent us, they delegated or mandated, a white lady, so who had no appointment as a appointment by the minister as a judge or as a acting judge, because she was still acting by then. She had no appointment by then,
but was sitting on the bench she's as a judge.
Yeah. Oh. And she was delegated. She said it on record that I has been delegated to deal with you.
By who?
By Judge Ephraim Mahuba.
Okay.
And that's where my counsel said, no, under the circumstances, I cannot proceed with this matter where a judge has been actually mandated to deal with someone. Then he withdrawn from representing me.
And there was no procedure followed. As you say, the president appoints acting judges, right? That's what you were saying. So this lady was not...
She was not rightfully...
in that manner.
Yeah, she was not rightfully appointed. She was not rightfully... She was only appointed to deal with Advocate Gadabeni, because the only two people who were needed by then to be dealt with is Advocate Gadabeni and Advocate Maluleke.
But can you sit on that chair if you have not been properly appointed to act as a judge? Can you preside over a case without being legally appointed, properly appointed as an acting judge?
No, you can't.
Okay.
You can't.
So you were in a kangaroo court of sorts?
Yes, I was. Then Advocate Maluleke withdrawn from representing myself. Remember, the counsel has withdrawn. The attorney is there in court. The attorney of record, my attorney, is there in court. What needs to happen there? They need to involve the service of the attorney and to check up with him if whether he's ready or not. And of course, no, he won't be ready because he has assigned the work to the counsel.
Yes.
So the only thing to be done there is to postpone the matter.
Yes.
And let the matter come to a date that will be suitable to both of us. Where the attorney will be ready, or where the attorney will the attorney plus me as a client will have secured the service of another counsel, because Advocate Maluleke has actually refused to continue with the matter where he's being ambushed. And where the judge has actually then uttered a statement, then yes, I've been appointed to deal with him. So then he refused for that purpose. So then I was called to come to the stand, and I was actually then cross-examined by I call it a cross-examination, the way it was happening. So by the judge, and the judge actually then told me that we are proceeding. I said, no, I'm not ready. Or emotionally or any Other way, I'm not ready. So then she insisted that, no, we have to proceed. I refused. I said, no, if you are taking a judgment against me, it's okay. I know then, even if I could choose to continue with this matter, representing myself, the decision is similar. It's still the same. Nothing is going to change your mind because you had a prima facie view before you presided, or before you presided this matter. So I left the courtroom. They took a decision to suspend me.
Okay.
Ask me for how long I've been suspended.
Yeah, that was when the decision was taken.
Yeah.
And for how long?
I have been suspended indefinite. Even today, I'm still suspended. Then I'm suspended. I'm the only person here in the world who was suspended until the end of the earth.
But your suspension, the date it was taken, when was it?
It was 2020, September. I think it was on the 14th day.
Or September 2020, the 14th.
Yeah.
Up until now, this is 4 years later.
Yes.
You are still suspended.
I'm still suspended. And you know why I'm saying I'm suspended indefinite? This thing needs an interpretation.
Yeah.
Because they did this thing, very wisely.
Okay.
They said I'm being suspended pending the decision of Part B, the decision of Part A.
Okay.
Of which one is Part A? Part A is the decision by the LPC.
Okay.
Of which that was the first process that should have been taken place before they go to court.
So what needed to have happened here is that you should have been subpoenaed to a hearing of the Legal Practice Council.
Yes.
Then a decision is taken there.
Yes.
To suspend or not to suspend you, whatsoever it is.
Yeah, to suspend me because the LPC cannot suspend me. It's only the court that can suspend me because I never been admitted by the LPC. I am admitted by the court.
Oh, so the LPC can only recommend.
They can only recommend.
Okay.
Based on their recommendation, that's where they can take the matter to court, asking the court. Yeah, asking the court to do what they want.
Oh, okay.
You see, but then they started to. So actually, then.
So now they put the cart before the horse.
Before the horse. That's what has happened.
Okay.
And they didn't justify that, but still, I remember I have not been maybe blamed for money embezzlement.
Yes.
Or maybe misusing of money from the client.
Yes.
So what is so urgent about telling someone that is stupid? What is so urgent? Whose house is burning there? Whose child is being murdered there? Nothing is urgent there. You can put that matter on the normal roll and let it be heard. Giving the chance. The young man to give his own story to the matter.
So you're sitting here suspended for 4 years in a matter really, as you explain it, the procedure was not followed.
It was not. It was not.
Okay. It's been 4 years. Basically, we are in limbo. You don't know what is happening.
Okay, yeah. What has actually happened is that there was a time where I was sick. I was suffering from depression, but one of the doctors has told me that I'm suffering from bipolar. But I didn't believe much on that. I said, no, hey, no, I'm no longer going to do further consultation with doctors because no, they're telling me something that I do not believe in. Yeah. I just saw in the spirit that being told that I should keep drinking water. Yeah, and I kept drinking water for 3 days. Then I got cured completely. Until now. Yeah, by only drinking water. Okay. But during that period, until today, I was not willing to work. I had no power, strength to work on any other file. And I didn't want to deal with the matter with LPC.
Yeah.
It's only one other day where I've realized that the LPC has actually subpoenaed my own self to the disciplinary hearing in Polokwane. And they used an email that which was not used, which was not operating. Yeah.
Was it an old email of yours? Or?
Yeah, it was an old email.
Okay.
They used an old email. They didn't even try to reach me, perhaps through the service of sheriff or through the service of telephone.
Yes.
Or any other means, which are much more better than that service. Then they took a decision to strike me off from the role.
Unilateral decision without giving you a chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was not there, and I didn't even know about that decision, that sitting. So yeah, they now took a decision that they need to lodge an application in High Court, Polokwane, to strike me from the role. And remember, I have an issue with this issue with my matter being heard in Polokwane High Court, for the reason that someone may argue that both Thohoyandou High Court and Polokwane High Court, they have what we call a concurrent jurisdiction. Yes, I agree. They both have a concurrent jurisdiction. But, honestly speaking, being rational, can you take the matter, my matter, from High Court Thohoyandou to Polokwane High Court? First of all, the course of action has happened here in Thohoyandou High Court. The judge was staying here in Thohoyandou, 210 hotel there.
Yes.
I'm staying here. So, but how do you justify your matter to be heard in Polokwane High Court if it's not about seeking to do or to continue with injustice? So how can you say, no, I'm choosing to take my matter to Polokwane for someone who's staying at Masisi there? So it means that, can we bypass this High Court and go to Polokwane High Court because all of them, they have concurrent jurisdiction? Don't you think, it's a continuation of injustice? So that's one other issue that, I have problem with it. But I didn't worry much about it because I knew for sure that, so this is only meant to deal with Advocate Gadabeni.
Yeah.
That what actually is it this whole situation. It is my emotions altogether.
Okay. So now, obviously, you heard through other means that there was a decision taken, there was a DC that said and took a decision by the LPC. But now, going back to court, did the matter ever go back to court again?
No. I think someone from Prat Dilange attorneys called me and notified me that there is an application to strike you off the roll, which you need to collect from our office because we have been calling you in vain. So we couldn't get hold of you. And, to be quite honest with you, since I've started to learn how to possess a cell phone, I've been using the same number until today. So there's no way that, I could have been called and not answer. Because the number is the one that they have, even today. So, but that was it. I went to Polokwane to their offices. And before I went to the offices of the attorneys who are representing LPC, I called the LPC, and the LPC confirmed that the decision has been taken by the council of the LPC that you should be struck from the roll. I said, no, good one.
Okay.
So I went to my room, to my prayer room, and I thank God for that because I was expecting that. This guy, the way I'm operating, there's no way that they will just leave it that way. I was one of the first legal practitioner to speak in my language. And, they were so disgruntled about this attitude. They said, no, I'm arrogant, I'm ruthless. Then I end up deciding to reach them out in their respective office in Polokwane, the offices of the legal representative for LPC.
Yeah.
And I met up with Mulmen. Mulmen is an attorney, who is representing the LPC and who was representing the LPC during my suspension.
Yeah.
He told me that it was not correct that the application is in place, but they got an instruction from the LPC that they must prepare the application to strike me off the roll. But that application is not yet prepared. So I should check up with them next week. The time I went to them, they said next week. Next week arrived, then I checked up with them. The phone call was received by a certain lady who said to be the PA to to Mulmen. And she said, no, the application is not yet there. So then I left it that way until after a month, I called them. They said, no, the application is not there. After 2 months, application is not there. I said, no, man. These comrades are playing with my mind. And there's nowhere to go. Because this justice system is nonsensical. I no longer believe in the justice system here in South Africa.
Okay.
So not at all. I'm no longer. I cannot even advise someone if you have an issue, a dispute with someone, with other civilian. I cannot even advise you to go to court. You rather go to Corona and this lehucha.
Yeah.
Your case should be decided by laymen there at Corona because I think they are much more better than the legal system of the Republic.
Yeah. So then you just left the matter.
Yeah. As I'm talking to you now, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening until today. But there is something that I didn't explain.
Yeah.
After I was suspended in Polokwane.
Yeah.
During my suspension, I took a decision to appeal the matter with Supreme Court of Appeal.
Yes.
There I was no longer represented. I was representing myself.
Yes.
For some reasons that I would not like to explain. Then I lodged an application for leave to appeal. and the condonation, because the application was late. I think it was late by almost a week or 2 weeks or so. Yeah. Then I never knew when my matter was going to be heard and in which courtroom my matter is going to be heard. I was never been given an opportunity to be legally represented or to be there. I was only surprised by the court order. So that was something which discouraged me. And, I said, no, okay. I thought perhaps there may be not justice in the High Court, but at least in Supreme Court of Appeal, there will be justice. From Supreme Court of Appeal and Constitutional Court, there should be justice. I believed that as a legal practitioner. But, they proved me wrong. They proved me wrong, those judges.
Yeah.
So I was surprised by the court order. Again, I appealed to the Constitutional Court. When I appealed to the Constitutional Court, again, same thing. I never knew when my matter is going to be heard, in which courtroom my matter is going to be heard, who are going to hear my matter. I was never given an opportunity to represent myself or to be legally represented. Again, I was surprised by the court order. I said, no, let me give up to the system. This matter, though they never had this matter here on this earthly courts, on these earthly forums, but this matter is still going to be heard in heaven. I said, no, it's okay. Let me agree. Let me give up here. But the one that I won't give up on is God.
So you give up on your profession. What next? What did you decide to do?
Okay, no, I didn't give up because
you gave up on the matter.
I gave up on the matter.
Okay,
but I still believe strongly that God still has something to provide for me in the very same profession.
Okay.
But to be quite honest with you, as I was actually then getting up in the morning and try to make a living, I happened to meet up with former President Jacob Zuma.
Okay.
And
was he president at that time? You met him?
He was no longer a president.
Okay.
So actually, then it was. I don't know. I should notify you of where it has actually started for me to meet up with Jacob Zuma, but it came as a dream. So it came as a dream from the other guy that I prayed with.
Okay.
So then he just told me that Gadabeni, I saw a dream, man. So Jacob Zuma was coming here to his mother's house, and he was actually looking up for me and you, and you were not there. Remember, Jacob Zuma was not my favorite political activist. I hated Jacob Zuma with passion.
Why?
I thought the way he was defined in the media is the way he is, or is the way he was.
Okay.
I only knew about the real Jacob Zuma when I met up with him face to face, in person.
Okay.
Yeah, then. So that guy told me that, I saw you in dream and Jacob Zuma was here looking for me and you. And he asked you, then where is Gadabeni? So then he said, no, later on I came to the event, to the house of his mother.
Yes.
And Jacob Zuma was worried, then, for how long are you going to learn? He didn't tell in the dream what is it that we should learn, what that we are learning.
Yeah.
So for how long are you going to learn? It's for the 74th times coming here, and you tell me same thing that you're still learning. For how long are you gonna learn? From there, then he turned back and walk away together with two of us. He was in the middle, so I don't know who was on the left and who was on the right.
Okay.
So then, from there, it didn't take 2 weeks before Jacob Zuma called me. Jacob Zuma called me while I was attending a treatment, medical treatment in West Richard.
Yes.
So then, the reason why he called me, he was actually notified about me by one of his nephews.
Okay.
Comrade Allen Muzobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who told Jacob Zuma, then there is this young man from Venda who's looking for you. Then Jacob Zuma decided to call me. And, I didn't believe that, it was Jacob Zuma, but it happened that way. Then we arranged to go to, then I have to meet up with him on the same day. So I said, no, can't I meet up with you the following day because I'm in Venda. He thought perhaps I'm staying in Gauteng.
Oh, yeah. And
he was in Gauteng attending one of his cases, the cases between him and Cyril. Then I went to meet up with him. That's where I've then started to turn up. Things started to turn up in terms of my mentality. I became much more stronger than before by meeting up with that old man. Because I realized that this man, he told a lot of things about him. Politically, so actually then he's a storyteller. He likes, explaining about stories. So then he will be telling me about stories, and the politics.
Yes.
And, I looked at him, the way he's being suffered. So I said, no, if this old man is being suffered the way he is, what about me? I'm not being suffered the way he is being suffered. That's why I took courage. And I told myself, Okoti, then if there is something which kills me, let it be. I don't care anymore. Because old as he is, the former president, he's still enduring a lot of problems, but he's still strong.
Yes.
Then I came back. I said, no, I no longer care whether I come back to the system, to the legal system or not. I no longer care. And I will defend this profession from the street.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what I told these judges and magistrates who are actually persecuting me. Okay, then even if you struck me from the role from the role of advocates,
yes.
I'm still coming back from the streets. I will come back from the streets.
Yeah. Okay.
So, that's what is actually happening now. So I'm ready to fight. So I'm back, and I can rest.
What are you doing? You are not practicing. You met Jacob Zuma. I pick up from your conversation that you also a religious Christian. You are a Christian. I pick up issues of religion and spirituality as we speak. Take us. Where are you right now?
Yes, it's an interesting long story. So I've been chased away from the church. I've been ordained a bishop.
Okay.
And I'm one person who is not welcomed.
Oh, so now it goes back to the story you were narrating that you once told your father that he was doing something stupid.
Yes, but that was not a cause. The cause is something which is very it's shameful. But I will need to say it for the sake of God. I have to say it, and I should not shy away. Okay, let me say this. I'm someone who likes God with passion, and I strive to do what He instructs and commanded to be done by us as His own subjects. Once I was ordained a bishop, I realized a strange thing.
Yeah.
I'm not
Bishop of which church?
Okay, they call it JAC. JAC. Yes. Then my father is an archbishop.
Yeah.
He was he is an archbishop, and he said, actually then I was practicing the law in Port Elizabeth, Eastern Cape.
Okay.
I was based there, and he called me that you are actually then you need to come back because God wants you to be bishop, and you are the one who should proceed with my throne. And I was not happy about that because myself, I never thought I can be a leader in church or a leader in politics.
Oh, yes.
The only thing that I wanted to become, I wanted to become a judge, and to become judge president, from there to become a chief justice. That was my dream. It started and ends there. I didn't want anything. Then it happened that I came back. He did it many times. Then, the Spirit wants you to become a bishop, so that you should proceed with my throne, with the throne. So should I die? Then I insisted, but they are elder brothers than me, and I think they will take an offense. Then he said, this is the matter of spirits, so no one should agree or disagree with this. I said, okay, no, I came back. Then I was ordained. Let me just try to shorten it. Yeah. I was ordained as a bishop. After I was ordained, so I was full-time in Venda. Remember, I was not here.
Yes.
I was in Port Elizabeth in East London.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I realized that there is something strange which is happening in church. And the cause of the problem was my father. I don't have any other way to say it. I have to say it the way I saw it. I know it has got consequences, but I'm ready for the consequences. I realized that my father, my own father, was in love relationship with kids. Right? And I was not happy about that.
Okay.
The first one was I know good. Then this thing will actually be known. This interview will be known. I don't care. But I'm telling something which is even known by my own siblings. Even my own mother, she knows about this thing, because some of my siblings are the ones who came to me. Who could then, hey, Rembo, we know who could then. Your father loves you so much, and you are brave enough. Can you just go and let him know about what he's doing? Then what he's doing is very bad. Not only godly in terms of godly mandate, but even in terms of socially is very bad. Even legally is very bad. Because I remember but I don't have evidence on this issue, the one that I want to mention now.
Yeah, but before you go on, I'm tempted to ask if you say he was in love with kids. You mean young girls, underage girls?
Underage.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to explain now.
Okay.
The other one was said. I don't have proof for that, but I have proof that, he was in love relationship with kids, young ladies. And that's the reason why we fought, me and my father. So then the other one was 10 years. It is said that, she was 10 years. The other one was 16. And I was not happy with that. I didn't have courage to go and consult with him. Though my siblings, communicated with me that, Rembu, please, he understands you much more better, and you are brave. So just go and let him know, Ugudi, then what he's doing is wrong. But I didn't have courage because I'm dealing with a father here. Okay. For now, I will actually hide a lot of things, but there are a lot of bad things about him and his church. That's why I even left the church, because then I thought here I'm being practiced to do cults, and I didn't want to follow such things. But it continued until one other day he told me that. So actually, he was angry about some of his sons, who are my younger brothers, but from another mother.
Okay.
So that, they are actually then messing around with ladies in the denomination. And then his worry was that these young boys, they were being in love relationship with ladies, and they are actually exposing it to the public instead of doing it secretly. And I asked him a question, do you know about it? Do you know about their conduct? He said, yes. And you said, no, you are okay with it. The only thing that you are not okay with it is because
It's public.
It's in public. He didn't answer to that, but he was angry at me. That's why he went around saying that, telling people that, I'm so disrespectful. He is regretting why he actually ordained me as a bishop. So that thing is it's in public. Even if my own brothers, my own siblings can fight me, they know about what I'm talking about. One other issue that I fought with my father for is because there was a nephew of mine. For the sake of peace, let me not mention his name. Not because I'm afraid of him, no, or afraid of anything, no. He was also messing up in the church. And I called him, now, hey, do you see what this young boy is doing in church? He said, yes, I've seen it, and I'm very much worried about it. Tell him that he should not continue to preside over any church ceremony or any church meeting. I said, okay. I know. I called the boy. He's very young. Actually, he's my nephew. Hey, brother, please. This is what I had. I got for you from the Archbishop. So he was very much insulting me. He insulted me to the extent where I even, it raised the ears, the attention of one of my sisters around here at Manin. And she got involved. She was also insulted back. So then, in the morning, I gave my father, I think, a week before that happened, I transferred, 100,000 to my father. That money was for the church, to build the church, because then we had no structure. So I transferred 100,000 My brother, let the truth be told. People here on this earth, we no longer have people who tell the truth. People are afraid to tell the truth. The truth doesn't matter whether you are being against your father or your mother or any relative. Let's talk the truth. What I'm telling you is truth. I transferred, so I agree the matter of, everything that I'm talking about, it has a proof. Even people know about what I'm talking about. I transferred, 100,000 to his personal account. It was a Capitec. And he happened to use that money to buy a car. I said, why should I involve myself to that? Let me leave it. So he has actually used the money belonging to God. So God will deal with him.
Okay, so that really sums up why you were chased out of church.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And not only that.
Yeah, there could be a lot of things.
Even to find out that, okay, I was told in the dream that he's not a true prophet, and he's not even in his church together. I was, there were 4 churches that which were mentioned to me in the vision. It was not a dream; it was a vision. I was told that he's one of the prophets from God. And as I was so surprised, I knew my father as a prophet, as a man of God, since I was born. So I never saw something strange from his hand, the beads, these beads of ancestors, ancestral beads, or something else, or maybe this thing that is actually used for divination. Yeah, I know. I never seen something which is in relation to such thing. And I said no. I was worried in my prayer. It's now confusing me. Okay. I was told there were a lot of accidents which happens to me. A lot of accident. Let me not mention them one by one.
Yeah.
So then a lot of them, 5 or more than 5. So everyone knows, even in the deep rural areas, they know that, I should have died a long way back. But I was told that, these are the deeds of your father, from your father. But you don't need to fight him. You don't need to fight him. You don't even need to insult him. That's what I was told. But I was given a mandate to preach about such thing. And I started going around different churches preaching about this issue. Unfortunately, few churches have actually accepted me. Wherever I go, they chased me away.
Yeah, man. The legal profession, you get chased away, you rebel. In church, you rebel. Where else do you rebel?
So, let's say Jesus Christ was always rebellious to the system. Because the system was not in the manner, was not made or created in the manner of the truth. So those who are sound rebellious are the people who need truth, only truth. But it's difficult. That's why I told you, my brother, that we no longer have people who wants to speak truth. But they only need to fit in the community.
Yeah.
Because the community is no longer truthful. It's no longer adhering with the truth, with the morality. They just want to do things in the manner that will actually suit the large number of people.
Yeah.
And that's not how I operate. I actually then elected to do things in a godly manner. So unfortunately, people are not actually accepting that godly way.
Oh, I get you. I get you.
Yeah. And Cesar, let me tell you this thing, which actually then put a huge fight between me and my father. I don't know if I've actually related this with you in this interview, but I have actually then detected that my father was not a prophet of God, and that church is not for God. I have realized that my father was all along practicing bunganga, but hiding with the name of God. And some people from deep rural areas, they know, they knew about his secret that which was hidden long way back. Us as his sons and daughters, we didn't know about that. I was told spiritually, this is what he's practicing. And I said it in public. That's how he is fighting me to the point of death. Yeah, that's what is actually happening. So I'm happy that everywhere I'm going, I'm being chased away, but for the good reason. That's what I'm happy for.
Yeah, the whole context of we may seem as if we have diverted from the main topic, but somehow it's related. It shows the rebellious streak that is within you.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah. Well, I was trying to find out after the legal profession what we are up to. Okay, the church is not working well.
Yeah.
Obviously, politics, what's happening, because if you have a vision or a dream about Zuma and you eventually meet him, then where do these discussions take you?
Yeah, then I met up with the former president for several times now. So yeah, and there are developments which are actually then happening. Yes, then that on the 16th day of December 2023, there was a pronouncement by the former president and the president of MK that he established MK party. So of which I thought I was going to be part of MK, fully fledged. But later on, I realized that perhaps it's something that we will discuss it one other day. But I happened to establish the political party, which is going to be launched on the 29th day of November 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, at Big Tree Lodge, Madiba. So this is what is actually happening. The political party that has been launched, which is going to be launched, is referred to as African Democratic Light.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's a political party which is based on the biblicalism political approach and biblicalism economical approach. So that's what is actually transpiring. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this party, is it a regional party, a national party? Are you going to take part in the local government elections next year? What is it?
Yeah, then it's not a regional party or ethnic party or tribalism party.
Yeah.
It's not tribalistic in nature. It's actually seeking to deal with African problems. But before we could deal with African problems, so we want to deal with South African problems first.
Yeah.
So before we can go out to deal with African problems, because we strongly believe that there are few members here in South Africa who are based in Stellenbosch, so who need to be paid attention to. So for South Africa and the whole Africa to be liberated. So we cannot undermine the fact of the existence of such people. Those people need to be attended to in terms of making sure that they do not proceed with hindering the political freedom and the economical freedom and the land question freedom. So yeah, that's it. And yes, we are willing to deal with. We are willing to contest for local elections on 2026. Okay. And on 2029, so we are also willing to contest for national elections.
So now here's a question, maybe that has been bothering many people.
Yeah.
There are too many parties, small parties, pro-African, pro-black, pro-African parties. What are you not worried that your party is just adding the numbers of the smaller parties and dividing the black vote, so to speak?
Yes, then as I told you that, I thought, the Umkhonto Wesizwe party would be my political home. But it happened that, spiritually, I was actually then forced to form a political party, which will actually then deal with the problem, South African problem and the African problem as a whole. Our approach is quite different because I don't think is there any party in the world which actually deals with there's no party which deals with biblicalism, economical theory.
Oh yeah.
And there is no party which is dealing with biblicalism, political theory. Is our party. And I know for sure that Cesar, you don't even know what is a biblicalism, political theory.
No, I did. I was about to ask whether the ideology is based on the teachings of the Bible or what. What is it?
Yes, that's it. I know that there are parties which are actually then based on the Christianity, but this one, everything that we deal with, so we trace it from the Bible. So if we are dealing with economy, so we deal with it according to the Bible. If we are dealing with criminal activity and the crime, so we deal with it based on the Bible, what the Bible says. Our constitution is 95% based on the Bible. So then everything that we do is based on the Bible. So that's why we call it a biblicalism political theory or biblicalism political approach. Even the economy, the theories that are the policies that are going to be which are in place in terms of our organization, they are based in Bible. So there's nothing that we do which is not from the Bible. So then you see many political organizations are doing everything to please people. Our organization is not doing, there are something that we will be not willing to please people, but to please God. For example, so there's this issue of gayism. We're not going to support such nonsense. There is this thing of lesbians. We're not going to support such thing. There is this thing of tattoos. So we're not going to support such thing. I know that saying this, it actually then expels a lot of members who would like to be members to our organization. But here, it's not about membership. It's not about votes. It's about being truthful and make sure that God, the mandate of God, is being fully complied with. That's it. We are not seeking votes by actually mesmerizing and manipulating people. So we are seeking votes in terms of telling people the truth.
Yeah, I get you, and you're really coming with something different. I mean, for having a tattoo, then I can't be a member of the political party. What if I read the Bible, I believe in the Bible, but I have a tattoo? You know, like most sports people have got tattoos, like soccer players, everybody. I don't know whether you mean it in that context or there's a different context.
Okay. So thank you for asking that question. Not really that, we are not welcoming people who actually then have a body art. They call it, when they call it body art, they call it body art. But it's a tattoo. We are not saying that we are not welcoming them in our organization, but we are saying that our policy needs them to repent from such behavior. Remember, there are those who actually did tattoos without knowing what it means to do tattoo. So there are those who did tattoo knowing that it's not permitted by God, but after they receive a message from us, they may be willing to repent. They are welcome. But those who are not willing to repent, to be quite honest with you, I cannot rest assured them that they are welcomed.
Yeah, but we are diverse in many ways. You've already mentioned the diversity in terms of our orientation as people. We are straight, there are lesbians, there are gays, there are Muslims, there are different kinds of religions as well in this country. Different people, pink, black, white, brown. It's a country of diversity. How are you going to manage that?
So that is why we have other organizations, like ANC, where you will find out that in their rallies, they call pastors, they mix pastors with inyangas. So we're not going to do that. We are very strict with Christianity. And even those Christianity which is outside the ambit of the real Christianity, we do not welcome them. Because we know that there are those Christians who are not practicing their Christianity within the ambit of the real Christianity. They are not welcomed. That's the approach that we have in this organization. So we cannot say that we have a diversity of things, of practices. So then there is only thing that we know. What we know is that God wants things to be done in His own way. That's the only thing that we need. And that's what we are going to insist. The reason why you see this this country is in mess is because of the people who are not actually adhering with the decrees of God, decrees and commandment of God. Should we try to do that within 7 months, I can rest assure you there will be a lot of changes here in this country and in the world.
Yeah. Well, this is a topic for another day. Actually, we need to discuss a lot about the ideology of the political party, because really touches on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Religion, and interestingly, it's an African party.
Yeah.
you call it an African, the name of the party, but some people will argue and say Christianity is not an original African concept, religious concept. Christianity is foreign, it was imposed on people. I mean, you know the arguments, but I'm just explaining that this will need to be a topic for another day. The platform is here. I think we will have to revisit you specifically for the political side of things.
No, anytime, my brother. Anytime, then I really appreciate this opportunity. And you are welcomed anytime soon.
There you have it. We were here to talk about the legal profession, but now quite a lot of things were revealed to us that, in a way, we would say they are not related to the main topic, but they are related to the person that we're talking about, because they really define this person we're interviewing, who he is and why is he finds himself in the position where he's sitting right now. Until next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir.